The people working the hardest are usually making the least amount of money. In a coastal town where fishermen worked from dawn until dark, two young men started their careers on the same day. Omar and Samir both received the same small boat. Both had the same nets. Both had the same goal: to build wealth from the sea. Omar believed in one thing: hard work. Every morning before sunrise, he rowed out to the fishing grounds. He cast his nets. He pulled them in. He sorted the fish. He rowed back to shore. He sold his catch. Then he counted his coins and went home exhausted. The money was decent, not great, but enough to live on. And Omar felt proud. He was doing honest work, earning honest money. This is what his father did, what his grandfather did. Work hard, get paid, survive. But surviving was all he did. Every week, Omar made just enough to cover his needs and maybe save a tiny bit. Some weeks he couldn't save at all because his boat needed repairs, or his nets tore, or the weather was bad. His income was completely tied to his effort. Row more, catch more, earn more, stop rowing, stop earning. It was simple, direct, and utterly exhausting. Years passed this way. Omar got stronger, more experienced, better at fishing. But his life didn't really change. He was still rowing out every morning, still pulling nets, still tired every night. His body was wearing down, but his bank account barely grew. People respected him, though. They'd see him working and say things like, "Now that's a real worker. Look at his dedication." And those words felt good. They made him feel like he was doing the right thing. So he kept rowing. Samir started the exact same way. He rowed out. He fished. He sold his catch. But after the first month, he did something different. Instead of spending all his earnings or just saving them, he took a portion and bought something nobody could see. He bought a share in the town's trading company. It was a small share, tiny. Most people didn't even know the trading companies sold shares to regular people. But Samir found out. He learned that if he gave them a piece of his money, they'd use it to fund trading routes. And every time those routes made profit, he'd get a small cut. Even if he was out fishing, even if he was sleeping, even if he did nothing. Omar saw this and thought Samir was being foolish. "You're giving away your money. Just save it. Keep it safe." But Samir didn't see it as giving it away. He saw it as putting his money to work. Every single month, Samir took a portion of his fishing income and bought more shares. Some months it was a lot. Some months it was barely anything. But he never stopped. While Omar saved his coins in a jar at home, Samir's coins were out in the world multiplying. At first, the returns were small. So small that Omar laughed. "You're working just as hard as me and making less because you keep throwing money away." And technically, Omar was right. In year 1, Omar had more coins saved than Samir. In year 2, still more. Samir's investment account was growing, but slowly. But Samir understood something Omar didn't. His money was earning money, and that money was earning more money. The growth was invisible at first, silent, like an engine that makes no noise but never stops running. By year 3, something started to shift. Samir's investments were generating enough return that he could buy more shares. Without even using his fishing income, his money was feeding itself. Omar was still saving coins, one by one from his labor. Samir's coins were multiplying on their own. By year 5, the difference was undeniable. Samir's investment income matched what he made from fishing. That meant he could fish half as much and still earn the same total income. Or he could keep fishing and double his earnings. Omar was still rowing out every single morning because if he stopped, the money stopped. By year 10, Samir stopped fishing altogether. Not because he was tired or sick or failed, because he didn't need to anymore. His investments were generating more than he ever made pulling nets. The shares he bought kept paying him. The trading company kept growing. His wealth kept compounding. And here's the thing that hurt Omar the most. Samir didn't work harder. He didn't get lucky. He didn't inherit anything. He just understood that money sitting still dies, but money put to work multiplies. Omar was still fishing, still strong, still dedicated. But now he was older. His back hurt. His hands were rough. And his savings account, after 10 years of hard work, was less than what Samir's investments earned in a single year. Two men. Same start, same opportunity, completely different ending. Here's what most people never figure out. Your labor has a ceiling. There are only so many hours you can work, only so much energy you have, only so many years your body can push. But money doesn't get tired. Money doesn't need sleep. Money doesn't have a ceiling. When you work for money, you trade time for coins. When money works for you, it multiplies without your time. That's the difference between being stuck and being free. People think investing is for rich people. That's backwards. Rich people are rich because they invested. They didn't wait until they had a lot of money. They started when they had a little and let time do the heavy lifting. You don't need to understand complex strategies. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to understand this one concept. Money that sits still loses value. Money that's invested grows value. Even small amounts. Even slow growth. Because growth on top of growth becomes exponential. Samir didn't invest huge amounts. He invested consistently, every month, no matter what. While Omar was protecting his coins in a jar, Samir was putting his to work. 10 years later, the difference wasn't small. It was life-changing. The biggest trap people fall into is thinking that working harder is the answer. It's not. Working harder just makes you more tired. The answer is making your money work as hard as you do, then harder than you ever could. If you're only earning from your effort, you're rowing a boat with no sail. You can row forever and still stay in the same spot. But the moment you invest, you put up a sail. Now the wind works for you. Now you move even when you're resting. Omar's mistake wasn't that he worked hard. It's that he thought hard work alone was enough. Samir's advantage wasn't luck or intelligence. It was understanding that wealth comes from multiplication, not addition. Your effort alone will never set you free. But your effort plus invested money, that's the combination that changes everything. Start small. Start now. Let the silent engine run. Watch the next one. It's even better.